Hello, everybody. I'm very excited to welcome you to the very first episode of the DI Feed Rundown. Now, you may be wondering, what is this show? And I'll explain to you in a very simple way. This will be a weekly show we give where we share some conversations, stories, and ideas across DI Feed and sometimes some other platforms. Uh, the mission of this show is to kind of share some perspectives with y'all in hopes for you to gain your own opinions. We're not here to tell you what to think. Now, since this is the first episode, it's not going to be perfect. I'm gonna be learning a lot along the way as we do this. We're hoping to get better each week, but we're very excited. For me, I'm very excited because a close personal friend of mine and our DI feed reporter for the Texas Rangers is here to talk with us about the team and some updates considering the trade deadline is coming soon. We'll also have a couple segments for you, and then we'll wrap up with some DI feed updates. Thank you for joining us. My name is DI. Let's get into it. He goes, "Hi, everyone. We're very happy to introduce a new segment called the DI Feed Report, where we will take a reporter from DI Feed and throw them into this segment. We're very excited to have our very first DI Feed reporter today, Daniel Richardson. Now, let's get into the report. Daniel, thank you for joining us.
Of course, Drew. Really thankful to be on the show. Really appreciate you including me, and
Yeah.
I really admire your work, and I'm just thankful to be a part of it.
Well, we appreciate you being on and doing all the work today. So we're going to start off. You were actually the DI feed article of the week this week. And so I want to share the article with you right here. You talked about Jacob DeGrom cementing a legacy with the Texas Rangers. Just for all the viewers at home, what was kind of like your inspiration behind that?
Yeah. Well, Jacob DeGrom. I've always admired him as a pitcher, and he started with the Mets, played his whole career with the Mets until he was traded to the Rangers in 2023 or before the 2023 season.
Yeah.
And I already knew that he was a great pitcher before that. But kind of seeing him on the Rangers and kind of in the spotlight of my hometown team, I really came to realize just how dominant he is. And when he's on, when he's healthy, it's just I really have appreciated him as a pitcher this year, especially because we've had some injuries pitching wise this year and some kind of uh, instability in the rotation. So having DeGrom there has just been incredible to have a key piece of our rotation anchored and an ace, really a true bona fide ace. And so I think I've grown to really appreciate him more, and that's why I felt kind of inspired to write the article.
hmm Yeah. No, it was a great article. Thank you for writing it. We appreciate you contributing to it. And
Thank
so
you.
I have a question. So the Rangers over the last couple of weeks, the year started off very slow.
Mhm.
Started off very slow, but they've kind of had this resurgence over the last couple of weeks. What would you say has kind of been the key to that?
That's a great point, Drew. I agree. I mean, the season really did not start out the way we wanted it to, and we had kind of high expectations coming in with some recent roster moves and some new players being brought in, some old players like Garcia and Heim and Simeon moved out. So there's a lot of uncertainty coming to the season whether or not Chris Young made the moves necessary to create a winning team this year. I really feel like Chris Young made some additions throughout the year that really changed things. And guys that normally don't get as many opportunities have really taken those opportunities and run and had some great success. I think, in particular, I want to spotlight Nicky Lopez and Elias Diaz, the catcher.
Yeah.
They both have filled in tremendously for the team. Corey Seager has been on the injured list for the majority of the year. Corey Seager, as you know, Drew, is our best player, and
Yeah.
he's been our best player for a long time, and
He's
he's been
awesome.
injured. And it's really unfortunate he's injured. But I think Nicky Lopez is a tremendous player. You brought him in for his defense. Actually, he wasn't known for his offense that much. He's with the Royals for a while,
Yeah.
um, and he really wasn't known for his offense. But we knew he was going to be solid in the middle infield. And he is really surprised. He's hitting clearly over 300 this year, especially with the Rangers, and it's just been really fun to watch how he contributes. And with guys on base, he's driving runs in, getting just base hits in the best possible situations right when you need him. So I think guys like Nicky Lopez, Elias Diaz, we lost
Mhm.
Danny Jansen to injury. He's
Yeah.
coming back shortly. He should be, but with Kyle Higashioka back there, we needed another guy to step up, and we got Elias Diaz, and he's been a good bat for us as well, and good defense behind the plate. So I think those two additions in particular
Yeah.
have really been good for the Rangers, and I think that's kind of helped us continue our momentum
Yeah.
um, throughout the season.
No, that was great. So, second question we have for you is the trade deadline's coming up. The Rangers, as of actually like 3 minutes ago, are now 48 and 46 when this comes out, whatever they'll be. And do you think they'll be aggressive at the trade deadline, or do you think they'll kind of hold back considering they're in a very weak division this year?
That's a really great question, Drew, and I think that's been a question that the Rangers front office has really been considering this year as we've gotten closer to the All-Star break. And I believe that the Rangers, I think they have a really good chance of winning the division. As you mentioned, it's been a pretty weak division this year, really the weakest in baseball for that matter.
Yeah.
And I think that the Rangers have a real chance if they can continue on their hot streak of winning the division, or at least placing in the high enough in the wild card to make it to the playoffs. So in my opinion, I think that they should either stand pat or add. The only problem is our farm system has been rather drained over the last few
Yeah.
years because we've made some significant additions, and that's cost us quite a bit from the minor leagues standpoint. So it'd be difficult to bring in any massive returns or players with our minor leagues players. We'd have to get creative, and I believe the Rangers could do that. But I think that with the way the roster is, we're bringing back a couple guys from injury, specifically Jordan Montgomery and
Yeah.
Cody Bradford, hopefully big time pitchers that have done well for us in the past. And I believe the Rangers will be hoping that they can provide the leg up that we need heading into the stretch after the All-Star break. We have a pretty tough stretch coming up after the
Yeah.
All-Star break. Played the Mariners and Rays for a couple series, and
Yeah.
so I think really I don't think we're gonna try to add too much. I think we'll maybe stand pat and just hope that these injuries, the guys that are coming back from injuries, add the boost we need.
Mhm.
Really, I've heard some rumors about trades as well. Um, some big names, Corey Seager. Really, he's been
Yeah.
injured, and the only thing is his payroll is the thing that's weighing
It's
us
too
down.
big. Is
So
it 33 million a year, I think, is that, which that sounds nice.
it
Um,
does sound nice. I can't imagine having that much
yeah.
money, but I mean, he deserves it after what he did for us in the
Yeah.
World Series. But yeah, I completely agree, and it'd be hard to unload that. It's just too much, and no team would be willing to take on that kind of salary. So we'd
Mhm.
either have to take on it ourselves and trade him, which we probably wouldn't be willing to do, but we couldn't get any kind of return that we'd probably want from that we'd need really. So I think it's difficult to project who's going to be traded and who's not. There's several players like utility players that maybe haven't quite produced the way we want them to, and there's kind of a logjam, especially in the middle infield. Um,
Mhm.
Between you've got Duran, Josh H. Smith, who I love, but he was just sent down. And you've got now Cam Cauley and Foscue. There's multiple players like that,
Mhm.
Nicky
Yeah.
Lopez, and they're just kind of a clog. So I worry that we might have to kind of downsize that
Yeah.
that particular.
A lot of good a lot of good players that the Rangers have added. So you make some great points there. I would say, my third question, he goes, who would you say this year has probably been the standout player that's kinda, like, kept the team alive in certain times, or just kinda, like, even been a culture guy in a sense?
I love that question because I think there's a lot of players that could be that player on the Rangers this year. A
Mhm.
lot of guys have stepped up that we didn't expect to step up that have really made a difference. But I really want to highlight Ezekiel Duran
Yeah.
in specific. I
Pretty
feel like they call him the solution, and I really feel like that's the case for the Rangers this year. He has been everything the Rangers have needed and more. He's been able to fill in multiple positions. He's truly the definition of a utility player, and he's not only solid on defense. I think his offense has been the most impressive aspect of his season.
mm,
He was hitting over 300 for the majority of the season. I think he's below
yeah.
it now, but he's still
Yeah.
having a great season at the plate.
Still
And
really good. Yeah, especially after we traded or after the Rangers traded Simeon this year.
yes,
That was a big deal, and so to have, like, which yet again, Simeon wasn't doing that well in the red and blue, and so
I agree.
it's all very happy. So, yeah, so another question we kinda wanna ask you before we talk even more about Rangers baseball, I kinda want the audience to know at home that I think you are probably the biggest Ranger fan I have ever met in my entire
Oh,
life. And
well,
so
thank you, Drew.
I wanted to ask you this, what has probably been your favorite moment as a Ranger fan?
Oh man, that's a really great question. There's so many of them. Um, I'll divert the question real quick and say that I remember one specific memory of you that I have is we're seeing a video when you were really young and you made an incredible play in the stands on a foul ball.
Oh, yeah.
That was very, very memorable.
Yeah,
But
I might need to show that. Oh my gosh. That
I
yeah,
think you
so
should.
little backstory to those.
This ball ripped foul, and it's a full count. Hey, nice play down there. Then brought the glove and made great use of it. Not a bid. All right.
Smiles all around. Maybe some thank yous. This would have hurt a little bit. That's why you bring the glove. Oh, I thought Dad caught it. Hey, look what I found. And that's why you bring your glove to the ballpark. You never know what will land in it. I thought Dad caught that ball.
Tempted to say the World Series game one. I was actually there against the Arizona Diamondbacks when Corey Seager hit his game tying home run and
Yeah,
Garcia hit the walk off.
yeah, I don't
Tough
know a
one.
better one than that. I
I
don't know a
know
better one than that.
that's it's tough not to say that one. I might have to go with the sentimental choice. I
Mhm,
loved Globe Life Park very much, and
mhm.
my dad and I in particular have had some great memories there at the games, and those are some of my favorite memories. But we actually went to the game. There was the final game in Globe Life Park
Oh, wow.
against the New York Yankees, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, and the Rangers won. Lance Lynn was pitching. I just think that just was a special moment because it was kind of capping off a great tenure
Yeah.
there at Globe Life Park. And
Well, I'm happy you mentioned kinda the old stadium because for those of you who aren't Rangers fans, we kinda had a great stadium. We had a great outdoor stadium, and the only problem was it was outside in August in Texas, and so it just kinda had its drawbacks. And so, like, one of my favorite memories, kinda talking back to the old ballpark, was when I was there when the Rangers won, game 6 of the ALCS in 2010 against the Yankees. I just remember kinda, like, doing a dog pile with my dad, and that was always a very fun, like, good memory. And so I'm
incredible.
very I'm very excited about this. So Daniel, another question we kinda have is your reporter, who's probably been your favorite Ranger player ever?
Oh my goodness. Well, Adrian Beltre,
Mm,
probably all time. It's definitely shifted throughout the years. Adrian Beltre, though, is definitely my favorite player. I mean, that's an easy answer
mhm.
because of his incredible tenure with the Rangers, Hall of Famer, one of the best third basemen of all time. In my opinion, he truly is one of the best. You can put Mike Schmidt, Cal Ripken Jr. up there, but I really think Beltre is one of the best. Over 3,000 hits. I will say recently, Adolis Garcia was my favorite player.
Yeah,
After the Beltre era ended in 2017, Adolis Garcia, or maybe 2018 actually, but Adolis
yeah.
Garcia was up there, and I was really sad when we traded him, but it ended up probably being the
Did he
best thing for the
sign with the
team.
Phillies or we trade him? Did he sign?
You know, you're right, Drew. You're right. He
Mason,
signed with
yeah.
the Phillies. That's
Not
exactly right.
not important. But yeah.
No, you're right. I was wrong.
No,
Yes,
no,
but I think he's had a tough year at the Phillies, so which is unfortunate. But
yeah, well, I think he's out for the year, which is unfortunate. Because
oh,
when
yeah,
and here's the thing about to those of you who don't know Adolis Garcia, when he is on point, it's one of the best things to watch, especially if he's on your team. If you're an Astros fan, it sucks, but when he's but when he's on your team, it's amazing. And
oh, I'm sure it
so
is.
but
He owns
yeah,
the Astros.
ugh, but oh my gosh. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you joining the very first episode of the DI Feed Rundown and for being a supporter of us since the beginning. I think you were actually the first person to join the DI Feed Rundown that wasn't myself. So I thank you for that. I thank you for being the best friend and the best person in the world. And so I just want to say have a great summer and thanks again, man.
Well, Drew, thank you so much. I'm really honored to be on here, and I just think what you're doing is incredible. And to be a part of something so innovative and just incredible is a true blessing. And I'm just thankful to do with you because I really love talking Rangers baseball with you. It's one of my favorite things to do, and so it's
Yeah.
cool to be able to do it as a part of the rundown.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate it, Daniel. Have a great night.
Thank you, Drew. You as well.
Once again, big thank you to Daniel Richardson for joining us today. Give him a round of applause. He was very excited to introduce a new segment called DI Feed Meme of the Week. So, how this works is we will find a meme on the internet. Hopefully, maybe sometimes y'all will send us one, or maybe we'll create one from time to time. Since this is the first episode, we decided to create one from The Truman Show. And here is the DI Feed Meme of the Week. And he goes, he's leaving work for the weekend. Make the elevator stop on every floor. We like this one. It played well. Yo, once again, thank you to Daniel Richardson for that great interview he just gave us. Very insightful, very intelligent. Thank you again to Daniel. Let's give him a round of applause. Whew. Gosh, that was fun. So now we're moving on to a new segment where I call what I will gonna call meme of the week. So meme of the week is where I create a meme and y'all are gonna tell me if you like it or not in the comments. So this week I created it's based off the Truman Show. Do you remember the Truman Show? It goes, he's leaving work for the weekend. Make the elevator stop on every floor. This happened to me a couple weeks ago at work. I thought it was funny. If you don't, let me know. If you like it, let me know. All right. Thank you again. That is the DI Feed Meme of the Week. I would like to read you this week's quote of the week. It is by our first general and first president, George W. Washington. So this is the article for the DI Feed quote of the week. It was the Newburgh Address on March 15th, 1783. Because if freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led, like sheep to the slaughter. And so, in honor of America's 250th, I thought there would be no better person to quote than George Washington himself. That's it for this week's DI Feed Quote of the Week. If you have suggestions on what you want to be the quote of the week or anything else, reach out to us on difeed.net or on our social medias, which we'll list down below. Thank y'all very much. So, as of now, you've probably heard a lot about the platform I've created called DI Feed. Now, you may be wondering, what is DI Feed? Why does it exist? And it's a totally fair question. And I'd like to tell you the story about how I created it. So I created this about 2 years ago. I was sitting at this desk right here, and I was just scrolling through social media, and there's this woman who just posted a perspective on something. I don't even remember what the perspective was, but people then just started just hating it without trying to understand. And I just felt that there should be a place where you can go post that perspective and people will gain from it and learn about it, not just take it and go, oh, it's different and it's horrible. And so I then thought of the idea for this platform. And after, many tries, retries, and we're still working on it to this day, is nowhere near a perfect platform. But we're very excited to share it with y'all today. And that is why a platform like this and the DI and this show called the DI Feed Rundown exists, so we can highlight the articles, highlight the perspectives and opinions. Hopefully the people watching this and the people on difeed.net will gain something from it. So I encourage y'all to join difeed.net today. Follow us on our socials. And thank you again for your support. It means the world to me and to all of our team. Thank you. So this is the last part of the first episode. I'm very pleased to share this with y'all. I know it's a bit bumpy and rough, but I was very excited to do this. I've thought about doing this for a while. So I just want to say thank y'all for watching it. We're hoping to make this a weekly little show here. So subscribe, follow us for more on our socials. Have a great week, everybody.